Greetings, beloved souls. How you guys doing tonight? I forgot to turn on my other light. Wow. Feels good to be back, to be live. So if you guys are here joining me, I will be doing lives every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'm happy that you are here. So let's catch up. It's been a while, and I am here to let you know what's going on in my life and my world and my reality. But before we begin the catch up session, I want to share something with you, a little part of I Am Hillis. I was a poet before I was a healer, before I was a writer, before I was any of these other things. I've always been a poet, a person of words, before I even stepped into the realm of gratitude, before any of this. Poetry was my outlet. It was my life. It was my lifeline. It saved me emotionally, mentally. It has created so much for me. It's grounded me in all that I am and all that I do. And it is the through line of my life. You know, I write, I wrote, still write, because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they've ever been alone. Because that's why I wrote poetry, to express myself. This is why I did open mics, to express myself, to let others that they are not here by themselves. They are not by themselves in any way, any form, any fashion, to be left alone. So this is what it is. So I want to share with you one of my very, very favorite pieces as I allow myself to center, ground, connect, and express one of my favorite poems. It is titled More of Me, affectionately nicknamed Mom because of MOM, more of me. And it's dear to me because this was at a transitional time of my life where I had to see things differently and begin to accept myself in a different way of life. And so, more of me. Not what you used to see, allowing me to be no less than the predecessor of, because and see, this is what happens. You never know what's going to happen live. So let me begin again for you. More of me. Not what you used to see. Allow me to be no less of the. See, it's been a while. It's been so long since I've done this. It's just crazy. And I've read this poem 100 times. And so let's try it again, shall we? More of me, not what you used to see, allowing me to be no less of the predecessor, a successor of fate, all else lie in wake. Little by little, piece by piece, all is deceased. Now nurturing the side that is hidden in plain sight, exposed, vulnerable, provoked, tenacious, resilient. A crack in the shield revealing light, beaming freedom of old, leaving new, leaving only subtle light, intense, a refraction, a contraction of allowance of desires, getting to the root of uncovering the brush of stuff from seasons past, a sweet release of bitterness, just letting it all go. Accessing the core thought of an orb of life, sparking a creation of divine me, my soul, myself, my being. Becoming more of me, knowing there's more to give and ascension beyond earthly realms, recognizing it was always there. I've always been me. Now there's more of me. It's always more, people. And that's what I want to share with you tonight. There's always more. So go to my website, which I'm so proud of. It took me a month to rebuild my entire website. So go to my website, check out the new offers, click on the link in the description below, check out the new downloadable section, the products. That way you guys have access to me at all times with these amazing downloadable transmissions for me to be of service to you in a different way. But what have I been up to? Aside from spending a month creating my site, I've been in the spaces of studying esoteric wisdom, esoteric knowledge. For those who've been following me know I've been on several other shows talking about Mu, talking about the Dogon tribe, talking about all these things. And it's important to know this wisdom that is being expressed, being contained, being uh, expressed in a different way in different times. And before I move forward, you're so welcome, Christine. I'm so glad. And Deborah, I am glad you're here. Also, so wonderful to connect with you. Oh, yes. Well, you guys spread the word every Thursday, 7:30. Be here wherever you're watching this, and whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Substack, wherever you are watching this, be here every Thursday. You get more of me. And so, with me studying this esoteric wisdom and knowledge, it has assisted me in understanding the space that I walk, understanding the path that I walk, of being of service to everyone who shows up in front of me. And with being in this space, being in this light, if you will, being in the knowledge, being in the ethers, being in the library, taking my time with the masters and allow them to teach me and show me. And part of this wisdom, this knowledge that I'm gaining is to be of greater service to everyone. It is allowing for this light to say, hey, I am here. Utilize me, connect with me. And there's someone else needing this. And so that's why I do what I do. The through line of my life, is no one's ever alone. I want to show you that you are not here by yourself. And no one ever has to be here by themselves on this journey. You know, it's just that simple. We choose to, as a society, we choose to have our times of loneliness. We choose to have our times of being by ourselves. We choose to have our times of inner reflection. But it's those times when we need people the most. It is that time where we have to allow for ourselves to really connect. It's like, hey, I need help. There have been many times where I've been in medicine circles and medicine ceremonies, and I raise my hand. It's like, hey, I need help. I don't know what's going on here. So if you need help, raise your hand. Pick up your phone. Call me. I'm here. Uh, and so it's just that space of being vulnerable and being open and ready to receive that which you've asked for. What else have I been up to other than studying esoteric knowledge and wisdom and rebuilding my site over the past month, which I'm so excited to share with you guys? I've been in creation mode. So this here, it's not available yet, but I am working on distribution of the recreation of this. So this here is one of the sacred geometry symbols I've been working with. This particular symbol is the symbol of the primary forces, also known as the four builders. Has many names. It is also in ancient Egypt. It's also called Heka. It is all these names, but the function of this is, and actually the real name before I move on, is called Kahun. And this energy is of primordial energy, primary forces, some of the first energies ever in existence. And this is how the lineage goes. It goes into creation, chaos, and then order. And this is the symbol of creation, the symbol of order. You can equate it to the cardinal directions. You can also equate it to the four elements. You can also go as far back as the ancient Egyptians, where they even created this guy. And if you guys go to my other videos on my YouTube channel, you see me, I talk about this. This is also what they call a Jedi, which is also connected to spinal energy. And so all of these energies, all of these myths, all of these tools that we utilize really connect to us in our everyday purpose when we step into the space of awareness, which is everything that I've been studying since I haven't been live. And I've been studying to be of greater service, understanding the tools that are available, understanding the knowledge that is in the ethers, understanding the knowledge that we all have access to. So this particular symbol is imbued with the cosmic forces, is imbued with this primordial energy. And when we have creation, we have chaos. Chaos ensues, and then we bring in the order to allow for the chaos to have structure, to have this primordial raw power energy to have structure, to have purpose. And so I've been finding a new purpose, new direction in my life. And if you guys have questions or comments, please put them in the chat. But I've been in this space of study to understand all of the esoteric knowledge and wisdom. We often talk about the motherland of Africa and how this space was the birthplace of humanity. Some people would disagree, and I don't care. But in my knowledge and wisdom, and the reason why Africa is the quote unquote birthplace of all of this is because that's where the proof is. That's where the evidence is. So everything stops there. But you have, the non-evidentiary, the mythical places such as Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis. But there's evidence in the esoteric. There's evidence in everything else, but there's no scientific space that proves of these places. So that's what I've been studying. Because for those who know me, I am one of a handful of Lemurian Syrian teachers of this particular modality of this Lemurian Syrian light energy. I said it backwards, Syrian Lemurian light energy. It's been a while since I've been live. And so yeah, it's like getting back on the bus, on the wheels, on the bike. Got to take one rotation at a time. I'm a little rusty, I see. But that's what I've been up to, really studying to be of greater service, offering people new paths through their trauma, through their pain, through their suffering, through all that they have been through, all the hurt. Because as you all know, and who's been following me on different shows and interviews, I talk about how we collectively have moved into fourth density, which is why all this upheaval is happening. The upheaval is happening because in fourth density, the way station, the fifth density, you can't carry the old. You have to let the old go and allow for the new. And so it is really understanding that now is the time to let it all go, because you can't take it into the higher frequencies. It's just going to weigh you down even more. Christine, how do you use actually, let's see. Sure. Here we go. How do you use the Syrian Lemurian energy? I'm just starting. Oh, so Christine, go to my website. There's a section on there where I talk about that and how you can actually get attuned to this. So I offer Syrian and Lemurian energy attunements. And just so you understand, there are many Lemurian teachers, facilitators out there that utilizes the Lemurian energy in different ways and frequencies. But when I say that I'm a handful of this series of Lemurian frequency, meaning that I am connected to this particular lineage, not just through my soul, because I've done this in, many times before. I've done it in Egypt, I've done it in Mu, I've done it in Lemuria, I've done it here, I'm doing it again, I'm doing it again, I'm doing it again. So not only just through my soul, but also because I have a direct connection to Sirius. That's why I'm able to use that energy. So how do I use it? I use it in my service to others. When I allow for them to come to me, I create the space, a container, a safe space for me to work with them to clear their trauma, clear their pain, clear their suffering. There's no limit to this energy. But I've been called specifically to utilize this energy to help people with their trauma, with their PTSD, with their sexual abuse, domestic abuse, people who've dealt with narcissism, to help with the lower frequencies to clear that space, because as we ascend, there's no room for any of that. There's no room for that frequency. And I use it in my everyday life, through my meditations, through my practices, through my studies. There's nothing that you can't use this energy for. And I actually have a student graduating on Saturday, so I'm so excited for her. She's getting her attunement after 6 months of working with me. I'm so excited about that. um, but yeah, if you want to know more about how to really particularly channel this energy, message me, talk to me, and maybe we can set up something for you to really connect to this space, because uh, this energy, if it's not focused, it can uh, do damage to the nervous system, can block meridian systems. It can, if it's not used or wielded properly, because I know when I first started, my teacher really had to show me how to clear my meridian system. Because if your meridians are blocked, you can't channel the energy. If you're holding on to old stuff, you can't channel the energy properly. So this is one of the things that I teach. That when working with particular energies and frequencies, it really has a potency to it. And if it's not understood, it can do damage. Like right now, I am going to school every week to learn more about Kahun, to learn more about Heika, the primordial energies, by working with segment, by her showing me this and how to work with this at a different level to help clear frequencies and energies in the body on myself. So that's how I'm working with it in that elevated space. How else do I use this energy? I mean, I use it for everything. I mean, you guys can take a peek at my altar right here. One of my 3 altars that I have, which is filled with Lemurian. Actually, here, let me hide that so you can see, yeah, part of my altar right there. So that way you can see I work with Lemurian energy crystals. This has been my best friend for the past few weeks. It's a Himalayan quartz crystal from Tibet. Very high frequency energy, really assists with that space. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of other ways that I've utilized the Syrian energy. Other than, it's mostly for nourishing energies. It's mostly for for nourishing and clearing, because I just want everyone to understand, who's watching us now or later, that you're not broken. There's nothing in you that needs to be fixed. You just need the proper nourishment. Just like a ailing person, they once they receive the proper nourishing energies, once they receive the proper nourishment for the body begins to recover, because the body is a sentient being. The cells are sentient. They have a consciousness of their own. And once you give them a program, once you program the body, the cells to do what they need to do, it does it once you give it the proper nutrients, the supplements, all of that stuff. So which is why I have to keep this vessel, this operating machine, as clean, as clear as possible. Um, So yeah, any other questions? Because I can literally talk about this stuff all night. But that's what I've been up to. I've been up to learning new things, learning about who I am, learning more about me as I go through the different layers of ascension and process. And so, what gives me the authority and credence to do this is I've done it on myself first, so I know it works. Because right now, I know everyone's watching. I know you probably heard of the macabre, which is the interdimensional or interstellar vehicle that the body uses to traverse different dimensional spaces. People often talk about, the macabre. People often talk about the 144 the 144. 144 is a frequency. 144 is not a number of people on the planet that can obtain this, but it can be both. It can be, if 144 people, 144,000 people on the planet obtain the 144 frequency, then we'll be in complete bliss. Very possible. But I'm telling you now, as someone who is mastering presently the 24-point macabre, which is how Egyptians say the makara, because you have the 8-point, excuse me, which is the macabre. You have the 20-point, which is the makana, and you have the 24-point, which is the makara. So in different levels, different increments, you ascend to this. And right now, we can talk more about this later. For those who have questions, I am presently mastering and holding the 24-point frequency, which is approximately 1700 kilohertz. So that means my frequency is oscillating at 1.7 million rotations, oscillations per hour. So yeah, I think that's how it goes. I have to look it up. See, I'm still learning. Because I was going to say I think it's seconds, but I don't know. I don't think that at a kilohertz, it's 1.7 oscillations per hour, or if it's 1.7 oscillations per second. That's like a lot. Uh, which, most of would explain why I'm able to hold the frequency. Because I practice daily. You know, what have I been up to? I've been up to being better, to be better for you, in a nutshell. I'm allowing myself to be better for you. You know. Uh, so yeah, if there's any other questions, anything else, I mean, because I can just ramble on if not particularly focused, because I don't have a particular topic, because this is being Omni live. But now this is a portion where I want people to get to know me. It's been a while. And so also check out my YouTube. There's content on there for you guys to check out and connect with. You can also, oh, darn it, I didn't put it in the description, but if you go to my website, there's a section at the very bottom of the footer where you guys can check out my schools. I have a school community called the Omni Living Path. You can check that out for more esoteric wisdom and knowledge. But if you want more support for trauma awareness, you can check out the oh geez, what did I name it? The Sacred Soul or the Sacred Circle, I forgot, but there's a link for that in the description below as well. For not in the description, but on my website, you guys can check out that school. So 2 schools, one for trauma aware and one for the esoteric wisdom and knowledge to to dip your toes in, to get a little wet, to see what I've been up to. I've been creating, been busy creating and learning for you guys, to be of service to you, because that's what's important to me. I can get up every day, and do what I do. But if there's no direction, if there's no purpose, if there's no order, then it's all for naught. And so having this structure, having this balance means a lot for me to be able to give it to you and to allow for me to hold you in a sacred space, to honor the space in which you come. So if you guys want to know more, check out the website, check out the downloadables, check out the communities on school. I'm here to be of service to you in every way, every capacity possible. And who knows what the next chapter will be. But one thing I do know is that I am always here and available to be of service. That's been my calling since the moment I wrote my first poem to this very moment, to this very second speaking, has been my purpose to be of service. You know, I'm going to share a little story with you guys, and this is how I know I was meant to do what I was meant to do. Uh, so recently, in the midst of my studies, in the midst of me learning about new things and new techniques, had this dream about this number. It was a very specific, and it's really odd because I don't get a lot of specificity when it comes to numbers and dreams. And in this dream, I saw the numbers 1467. I'm like, this is a very specific. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? So I sat in meditation and I received a message. And then I connected with my dear friend. It's like, hey, can you look into this for me? Because I'm getting, a couple of messages and they both feel to be true. I just want to know what you get. And it's always good to have a psychic friend on speed dial. It's like, hey, I need you to check this out for me. So I have my friend on speed dial. And she said to me, she's like, Hillis, you're right. So this is twofold, meaning that 1467 is the frequency that you're holding right now, which was about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago, I had this dream. And she said it's tied to that year. And I'm like, even more interesting. So I looked up 1467. What was the most significant things that happened that year? And the most significant thing was this Duke named Phil the Good died that year. But before I tell you the coincidence, I have to give you a little bit of history. So this guy, this Duke of Burgundy, Phil the Good, was born in a Leo. Then they were keeping that well of track of birth records. So he was born in Leo energy. I have a Leo ascendant in my birth chart. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So I read about this guy. He had over 900 texts commissioned for spiritual writings. And I'm like, this is just freaking amazing. This is too coincidental. And I'm reading more about this guy, Phil the Good. And he died on June 15th, 1467, which is the day I was born. So birthday in 9 days, people. Birthday in 9 days, if anyone cares to know. And I will be 50 in 9 days. So, I'm excited about turning 50. I still don't feel 49. I still feel like I'm 30 something. I've never, ever felt my age, ever. So when I read that, this is just confirmation that I've been doing this work in every incarnation of my life. So when I say I have practice and wisdom doing the stuff at a soul level, hey, it's who I am, it's what I do. So you guys, it's been about 30 minutes, been a half hour. I usually want to keep these no more than 30 minutes, but I honor and appreciate you. I miss you guys so much. But every Thursday, look for me wherever you see me now, and I will be here to share my wisdom, to share my knowledge. You guys get to know me a little bit. Next week, I will probably do another poem, as well as let you guys know where to get more info, how to get a hold of me, and some of the hot topics. Because I just want you guys to know who I am. I know I went through a lot of stuff, but if there's anything in particular you want to know, put it in the comments and I'll put it on the show, and be sure to check out the Being Omni series. But my favorite episode to date, actually, I have three. Episode 1 and 2 which talks about what is attachment. But for you guys that really want to know me and really want to get to know my work, watch episode 30. I speak about from trauma to treasure and about a client experience that changed how I approach my work. It changed everything for me. So check out those episodes. Check out my Substack. Check out wherever. And if you haven't subscribed to my Substack, that's where I'm going to be putting up new content, new writings. Check that out. Subscribe to that. And see you next Thursday, guys. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to connecting with your beautiful souls, your beautiful spirits every week. Till next time, everyone. Have an amazing night.